Hey guys, Mark Vila here, this old skateboard packaging place. I want to do this video for a while because some people are asking me about packaging, about shipping skateboards. Now everybody has their own way of doing things, so I just thought I'd throw together a little video and show you guys how I do things. So, first of all, I've got your standard size box. Now, I don't read Cardboard Aficionado. I don't know what the name is. I don't know if there's a specific name for it. It says G8 here. Maybe it's A1. I don't know. But it's a very common size box. When I get these are the choice boxes for shipping. So the first thing I want to do is I want to locate the seam and make a cut, open up the box. Hope you guys can all see. And then I'm going to cut it down the middle. So now I have two pieces for two boards. So here's what we've got. 1/2 a box. Now I've found in my experience that this width is actually perfect for old school shapes. In this case, we're going to ship a popsicle today. So the only difference is about 1 inch in on both sides. I'm going to make a little half cut, not all the way through. I'm going to make a seam. Just a little more than 1 inch from the edge. Alright, so now, hope you guys can see. Actually, I'm going to move you guys over. I'm going to move you over here so you can see a little better, so you don't have to be looking at my ugly face. Alright, that's a little better. So with these seams, I'm going to fold those in. Alright, now we've cut all the fat, and what we've got is a box that's going to fit a board perfectly. This bend here is great for the nose or tail bend, but what happens is you have this empty space. So I combat that with one of these. Okay, so we've got the shell ready. So I've got these bags I find the best. Clear plastic bags. These are 31 inches by 42 inches. So they're huge. That's what she said. Static makes them hard to open. Now what I like about these big bags is because they are oversized, you're going to get a couple layers of protection. Okay, so we're going to put this in. About even. Left over on both sides. I'm going to check my camera again. I just want to make sure you guys can all see this. Okay, so masking tape. Couple pieces. So we're going to get a couple layers. So that of course is protecting it from scratches, but it's also getting a couple layers of plastic on the edges. Now, these don't tend to not go airtight specifically, but sometimes you'll get some air in there, which gives you a little extra packaging. Here's a little trick I like to do as well. A little fold and roll. Tape there, tape under, tape under. So the nose and tail gets a couple extra layers of protection. And when I roll this up, it does seem to fill up with air and give you the same protection as, say, some bubble paper, those little inflatable thingamajiggers. Okay, so here's the shell. Sorry for I'm checking my camera a lot. Just want to make sure you guys can see. I'm not wasting your time, my time. So this is going to go here. Packing tape. This is going to protect the board from these pieces in the cardboard. So I'm just going to do this, this, and this. Put a piece of tape over there, get it nice and snug. A little extra protection. Okay. I'm going to lay that right in there. Another piece of tape ready. Okay, follow me here. It's going to fold up. Keep the board as straight as you can. Hold like this. Now the nose fold, you can just bend the cardboard up a little. And we're going to get one just to hold it in place for now. Oh, nice and tight. There we go. Now we're going to do the same with the end of the board. One over here, one over here. You can pull on the cardboard to bend it up with the board. Piece of tape. And piece of tape. Now I like to do this first. Run one piece of tape along the seam. It doesn't give a lot of strength, but it kind of seals it in. And now when we put tape around, it's going to hold that in place. So another piece here. Okay, now this is the most vulnerable seam. So we're going to seal it in. I use quite a bit of packing tape for each board, but it works out to about $1 a roll, and I think when you're shipping a $300 skateboard, safety and protection is number one. Alright, obsessively checking again, make sure you guys are still in frame. I'm going to move you down here. I'm going to show you a little trick. So, you have to be careful not to damage the board, of course. But I've done this a lot of times, so I'm kind of used to it. So in this case, I can feel the board, and the nose here is really close, so it's only about there. There, you see that? Now, normally I have a little more space, but sometimes you can cut these little triangle edges here. There's no need in this case. So, can you guys see there? So now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to fold this in, fold this over the board. So, oops. I'm going to put a piece of tape over here to hold it in. We're going to put one over the seam. A couple pieces here, we can tuck in those little corners. And now, can you guys still see there? Now I'm going to wrap this around here and seal that end of the board in. There we go. Now we're going to do the same to the other end. So I feel in, I know that the board is exactly there. Now here's where I'm going to do those tricky triangles. Just like that. Just like that. And fold this in. We're going to lift it up onto the board and tuck that right in. Tuck in the little corners. Oops. I use my teeth for everything. Seal the seam. And now wrap everything up. And there we go. Now if you want to give another wrap around, say here or something, just to be on the safe side, I sometimes do this. And voila. Got my little return address. Put that on there. Seal that in. That's good. Now I want to talk a little bit. Everybody has their own style of doing things, their own preferences. Most of my style for shipping boards in the beginning was based on financial, and I'll tell you why. Because when you get skateboard boxes, that are tall, that are wide like this, they charge you for dimensions, length, width, depth. And what I found out in my experience is that, to my surprise, size is actually more expensive than weight. And I'll give you an example. Almost every state that I send a board to in this style costs me between $24 and $26. Sometimes they're a little more, depending on the rubes at the post office and their measurements. To get a good measurement on height, I've advised them before, instead of measuring it up like this and guessing, you just put it down on a flat counter and then you measure it up like this. But anyway, the standard shipping box that we're all familiar with is high. And I'll give you an example. I got a board from Ohio a couple months ago, and it was one skateboard, and it cost $49 American. Now, USPS charges a little more than Canada Post, I've noticed, so I'm lucky in that sense. When I'm sending boards down, you guys pay a little bit more. But to give you an example, for a raffle win, I think I spent $20 in the raffle, and I won. And the shipping alone cost me 65 Canadian. On top of the 20 was 85. So I won the raffle, which I was very grateful for. But it ended up costing me almost the same as buying a board in a shop. The benefit of this being small is there's no air. There's no space between the edge of the board and the cardboard, which actually is has a very protecting aspect to it. The corners are all pretty safe. The bubble wrap inside gives an extra layer of air. So this board is as light as possible, and the shipment box is as small as possible. And one more example, this board, like I say, will cost me between $24 and $29. Last week I shipped 3 boards, 3 popsicles stacked one on top of each other, shipped in the same manner, cost me $31. So like a difference of $3 or $4 to send 3 boards. So my advice to anybody through my experience is that size matters. And I think this setup is a nice balance between protection and cost. Because I ship a lot of boards to the States, shipping is almost any time I go to the post office, I'm dropping between $100 and $200 every time. And, you know, it can add up. So I don't want to use the word perfected, but this is the evolution of my shipping. I'm happy with it. I'm satisfied with it. And I hope you guys are too. And I really enjoyed making this video, although I hate listening to my own voice and seeing myself on film. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I missed. But yeah, just wanted to show you how I do things. And it might help some people, might give a little insight, or if anything, it might just entertain. Okay? Peace.